Rebellions are built on hope.
And welcome to another episode of Radio Rebellion, a Star Wars podcast. I am your host, Alberto Calderon. Over there on that side, that's Alti1 Kenobi, our co-host. Alti's another Star Wars Saturday, right before the Bad Batch comes back for their final season in a couple of days. But here we are, Star Wars Saturday. A little bit slow on news, but we're still here. Some cool fan questions, but how's everything going with you over there in Puerto Rico today?
Everything's going well, I guess. Just chilling around.
Yeah.
Another light day, went to the gym and been watching True Detective.
What season you are? Because I started watching True Detective about a month or so ago. I just finally started season 3.
I just started in season 4.
Okay, you haven't watched any of the previous ones?
No, I haven't.
Okay, I was gonna do the same because I heard good things about season 4. So you know what? Let me just watch everything. Season 1, great. Season 2, not so much.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, I almost skipped it because after the first episode and all that backlash that I read, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna power through. Whatever. Season 3, I'm like 3 episodes in. So far, so good. So
okay,
really want to reach season 4, but anyway, that's something else.
I'm liking season 4 a lot. It ends tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, I saw the last episode was about to come out. So
the Ninth Doctor is in it. That's been fun and interesting.
I gotta watch that. I think his birthday was just yesterday or the day before.
Happy birthday, Harrison Ford of the Doctor Who universe.
These leather jackets. All right, well, we're here to talk Star Wars today. Doctor Who always makes its way. But if you're watching us, thanks for being here. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, hit that like, thumbs up button, and let us a comment down below of all the topics we'll be discussing today or anything Star Wars related. And we'll come back and talk about those if you leave us any cool nuggets down there. And if you listen to this on the audio podcast, thanks you always. And rating and review, they're always welcome. All right, I kind of mentioned it before. It's a slow Star Wars news week, which I guess is kind of anticipated because we have the Bad Batch starting it's Saturday. So if you're listening to this today, it comes out in 4 days. So final season, I'll say I get a couple of Bad Batch questions that they sent us, pretty similar, but we can grab some differences and try to stretch that question out. You probably know what the questions are, but
I don't know. Something I wanted to mention, I was just doing some Amazon changing around. Defy the Storm comes out in 2 weeks, I think 3 weeks. So
which one?
The next High Republic book.
Defy the Storm. Yes, it's like March 5th. Yeah,
March 5th. Yes, I'm gonna be in Florida, so I'm gonna have it shipped there, which it should arrive faster.
You got an extra week.
But hey. More Star Wars on the horizon. We got Bad Batch, we got this. I'm pretty sure Acolyte is coming sooner rather than later. So exciting times ahead.
All right, exciting times. I think you made a great segue talking about Defy the Storm. So let's go ahead. If you guys are ready, I'm not ready. Let's talk Star Wars and Star Wars news. Star Wars news. So right, Oti. Slow Star Wars news week, but the news we got talking about Star Wars: The High Republic and Defy the Storm, the next young adult book that's coming out, but then the next adult novel to follow, Eye of Darkness. We just got the cover for Temptation of the Force by Tessa Granton, and we'll get to the synopsis in a minute. But
talk about temptation.
That's a lot of temptation right there. And you say you didn't read the synopsis just yet, and I'll get to that in a minute. It's a long one. I just grabbed a couple of bullet points I want to break down, but let me put that in. Just talk about that cover because Elzar, Mann, Avar, Kriss, we know they finally got back together after a year or so apart, divided by the storm wall. But talk about temptation. So all the fan fictions that people have been writing, no worries. We got you. If you need a cover for it, some inspiration is for it. It is very canon, but there's a lot to unpack just from that cover alone.
I mean, they're standing next to each other.
But she's looking longingly at his eye. He's still cosplaying, like I say, like, at Stellan Gios with his new beard, looking more and more like Stellan. So I don't know. I'm very excited for this one. And Tessa Granton is a great writer out there. So, all right. So I'm just gonna.
When is that one coming out?
That one comes out in May, I think. So we don't have a lot of leeway. Yeah, it's no.
Is
actually,
it? I think it's in fall, right?
No, you want me to check it out? Because we have the Friday Storm now in March. Then we have, maybe it's June. I think May is, which that? I'm lost. I think April is The Living Force. And then maybe June is Temptation of the Force.
I'm checking.
You're checking? All right, go check. Well, I'll just buy some time here.
Holy shit. June 11th.
June 11th. See it right there.
It's right around the corner.
Yes.
Star Wars.
To rally the Jedi Order and the Republic, Avar and Elzar cling to their belief in serving light and life. They lead a daring mission into now space to liberate the planet Naboo. The two Jedi Masters can no longer deny the bond that has always drawn them back together and made them stronger. Finally embracing their true desires, Avar and Elzar devise a plan to turn the tide in the conflict with the Nile once and for all, and they'll be joined by Bell, Buryaga, and Bernestra in their hunt for Marchion Ro.
That's a cool crowd.
Yes. So
there's a cool team.
Before we jump into what everyone's just, they're having sex, obviously, when they can't deny their bond and embracing their true desires. But they lead a daring mission into now space to liberate the planet Naboo. So it looks like they find a way to cross the storm wall. And here we go to Naboo, planet where everything. Yeah. So just that part. You excited that we're going back to Naboo in the High Republic times? We know there's a lot of history.
We were there. We actually went there in Light of the Jedi with Elzar and Avar, and they're both like, "Oh, this is really hot."
Yeah, that's right. And now they're back. So I'm glad we're going back to Naboo. I don't think there'll be any connections to people that we know already, but Naboo's a hot planet in the political atmosphere.
I think we're gonna get the Centecas again because
that's what I've been hearing.
They were there last time. But that's kind of cool. Like going to Palpatine's home planet. Yay!
Yay! Maybe we'll hear some. What's his name? Sheev. Maybe that Sheev's all around. I mean, Sheev is his first name. The Palpatines are hanging around.
The Palpatines. Oh,
with the
Palpatine.
I'm so young. But anyway, the two Jedi Masters can no longer deny the bond that has always drawn them back together and make them stronger, finally embracing their true desires. Are we gonna see some hot Jedi on Jedi action, or are we reading too much into it?
I think probably
there'll be something.
I think, yeah. I mean, why not? Why not?
I think there'll be something, but I think it's not gonna be a lasting relationship. I think I don't know. I see Avar as committing to it and maybe then stepping back, but I don't know. It's that hand touch at the end of the last book was something. Just a little. It's like Last Jedi, right? Those little finger touching is all you need in Star Wars.
Yep, that's as hot as it gets.
Anything else? Just from that kind of little description there that gets you interested or more interested, I guess.
I mean, like I said, like twice, the team. I like this pairing. Avar is gonna be very interesting to spend more time with Avar because yes, she was in Eye of Darkness, but she was like so much the focus of Light of the Jedi, and then we didn't get to see her in a book again.
Yeah,
until Eye of Darkness. So it's gonna be fun being with this group.
Yeah, I love Vernestra, and now we're getting a lot of her in Defy the Storm. So I want to know what happens in that book that then translate to her state of mind when it comes to Temptation of the Force, losing her master in Stellan. We still haven't seen really how that has affected her. We had got that little story with her in Tales of Light and Life that she goes way seeking. She becomes a way seeker at that point. So I'm very interested to see where she's at right now, leading into the adult novel coming out in June.
Also, it's interesting because she's out there doing Wayseeker things, but now she's back with the Jedi.
Yeah.
So
Orla was kind of the same, right? She was way seeking, then she found her way back, which is part of way seeking, right? You're still you're not part of the order per se. You're following the Force and
yeah. I always like I say it's like you're an independent contractor. Like, yes, you're a Jedi, but you can go and come back and no one's gonna say anything.
Yeah, you don't need to ask permission of the council. You want to borrow a ship and just go to the next planet to stop over or whatever. And Bell and Burryaga, that's always a good pairing. Bell, we saw it in Eye of Darkness. He was a little bit gun-ho that wanted to bring the fight to the Nala, and Burryaga had to kind of slow down a little bit. So it's cool to still have them together and see where this goes. So very excited. Still like 3 months away, but we have defied the storm just to kind of quell a little bit our High Republic. But yeah,
I'm very excited.
Very excited. And that, again, the cover is great. All the High Republic covers are great. This one was awesome. The synopsis was pretty good also. So can't wait for it. That's a granted. All right. And that's it. That's it for Star Wars news this week. There's some dumb stuff going around that I don't care. All right. So
stuff?
I don't know. From a couple of weeks ago, I guess. Lawsuits and people going nuts, and they're still talking about it. And now the Mandalorian, the same thing as always. Oh, Pedro Pascal is not under the. Okay,
we knew.
We knew this. Like,
can I talk about that? Because apparently I'm not rooting for Latinos.
What? You got that?
You didn't see that?
No, I was out doing my daughter had a 5K at 8:30 in the morning or 9, but we had to be there early, so I haven't been online much.
I saw the Pedro Pascal thing and I retweeted it and went on one of my stupid tweets, random rabbit holes, and started being like, "Oh, so Bradley Cooper turns into a raccoon for Rocket," and someone like quoted me and said like, "Oh, he's probably one of those people who I don't know." And then they said something like, they can't ever root for Latinos to win or something. Like, I literally have the Puerto Rico flag in the name. Like,
no, it's
just read the bio. Like,
that's too much work. It's too much work.
No, and then she was like butthurt about it.
I'm gonna find it. I just be on her back. Yeah, that Oti. I don't trust him. He's that flag. That's fake. So I'll be on her side for a little bit. All right, so that does it for Star Wars news. Let's go to this part of the show and we'll hear from you guys out there in Rebel Thoughts.
Well done. You're a rebel now.
You're a rebel now. Always love when you guys out there, our friends, our fans, send us a couple of Star Wars questions from the silly to the serious. And we got from the silly to the serious today. That last one, I'm going to throw up with the last one, but we'll get there eventually. I guess this is our death episode. But all right, so our friend Brennan at brennanmar.bluesky.social. We're still there. Find us over there. He writes, Samuel L. Jackson says he wants to return as Mace Windu. I'm sure they could tell a good story if they do, but I personally wouldn't want him to come back because Mace represents everything wrong with the Jedi during that time. He's too dogmatic, which gets in the way of the Jedi, of what the Jedi are really about. So not a question in there, but you know where we're going. And I know Mace is your favorite and you can't wait to read all the books and comics that are coming off Mace Windu. But do you think Mace Windu might return? And either yes or no, if he does, what type of story do you think they could tell with him?
I can't believe I joined a podcast episode called Is Mace Windu Alive? Do I think he could be alive? Yes, 100%. In Star Wars, like that is meaningless. Do I want him to be alive? Like, I honestly don't really feel that strongly about it. Like,
okay,
for me, he's dead. and Samuel Jackson is a very old man, even though he doesn't look like it. So, like, are we gonna pick it right up where we left it off with Mace Windu? I don't think so. But like with everything, if there's a story there, fine, go tell it. Am I actively campaigning for it? No. Will I? No.
I don't want this. I can't believe how many outlets and how many people out there just went off with this for I don't know how many days. Samuel Jackson says Mace Windu's alive. Mace Windu's back. Oh, we can't wait for another. It's like every time they ask him about Star Wars, he always says, "Yeah, I'm alive." And he wants to play. He's an actor. He wants to keep playing a role that he really loved, I guess. I don't know. It's let stories die. Let stories end, I keep saying. So, yes, if there's a cool story to tell after the fall from the Coruscant Tower, I guess, but I don't want. Yeah, he's been hiding for 20 years. Why didn't he help in this scenario and that scenario? No, he was too busy doing X, Y, and Z. It's like, I don't care. I don't need it.
I mean, again, if it happens, like, fine. I'm not gonna be angry about it.
Oh, of course. It ruined your childhood.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I really don't think about this. And again, like, breaking. Actor wants to
keep
work with
working
Star Wars again and get Disney money.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like how many freaking reports about the Ian McDermott says the Emperor has sex, and they just for 2 days. And like every time we went through this in 2019, who cares?
I mean, for me, that's like the kind of like, who cares? They're just people that.
They don't know.
I mean, yes, they are the people who get to bring life to these characters, and yes, that's a big thing. But other than that, it's like if I tweet out like Palpatine has sex, that's what I believe. That's what he believes. He's not writing the scripts. He's not there with the story group. This is what the story should be.
Dude, again, like you said, I love all these actors, and I know they love their characters, but they move on. It's their job. They move to the next role. They don't. And I saw, I mean, and yes, if he reads the novel, he knows this strandcast and death and all. He doesn't. Who cares? He got to ask a question. He answered. Let's move on. Like, we don't need 20 articles about it. That's why I didn't want to talk about it today. But here we are talking about it. Because Mace Windu's back.
But like, it's one thing to say when you're being interviewed about Star Wars. I don't really think Samuel L. Jackson is at home right now being like, God damn it, he's alive. I know I don't think they care.
Waiting by the phone. Where's Lucasfilm? They're not calling me for Mace Windu.
Like that's his character. When asked, is he alive? He's gonna be like, of course he is. And I want to come back.
Of course. They want to keep playing the role. I would too. If I was an actor, of course I want to keep working.
Precisely.
All right. But again, we got Mace Windu comics coming out, Mace Windu novel coming out. He's present in life in the Living Force. Like, there's a lot of Mace Windu stories that are being told. We don't need kind of after his quote unquote death. That's fine. The Emperor killed him. Let's leave it there. Or the fall killed him, I should say.
Or maybe he's alive and he's been trying to kill the Emperor ever since unsuccessfully. Like, I truly don't feel so strongly about this.
He's been messing with all the clones behind the scenes, messing with all of Palpatine's clones so they don't work.
And you know what? If he came back, I don't think I would hate it because he would be like a different Mace Windu. So maybe then I'll like him.
We'll be like, okay, so the Jedi Order is back.
I like this suck. Mace. I like almost dead 20 years later Mace Windu.
Oh man, who knows? It's the things. When people say, yeah, bring Mace Windu back, and then bring Boba Fett, or he still hates him because he killed Jango Fett. No.
And then have Cody jump into the scene and shoot Palpatine.
He's the real Emperor.
Well, and you got to bring Yaddle into it because, like, and then we complete the set of the Jedi Council. And
yeah. Book Yaddle. It's one of my favorites, and I'll leave it there.
Oh, Living Force.
So some great quotes. She was great by Lydia Kang, and now John Jackson Miller is doing some great Yaddle quotes.
You can't talk about it.
I won't. One more month, or maybe. I'm halfway through the book. Really loving it. All right, so the second question, of course, has to do with the Bad Batch, and the next two are very similar. So I tried to get some things that were different, just so we have two different questions. So our friends at Scary Podcast, right? Do you think there will be a dramatic loss during this last season of the Bad Batch? Something sad and powerful moment dramatically. So we can, I will talk about the main Bad Batch group. We can talk about Rex, Cody, whoever, forgot the name of
Well, Rex
Tech's
isn't dying.
girlfriend. Rex is dying. No, I mean he's in
No,
Rebels,
he's not
right?
dying.
No.
He's in Rebels.
There's another one. Do you think? I know we talked about this before when we did our kind of Bad Batch trailer recap and preview, but it's been a few weeks. Do you think we might get a loss? One of the characters might die. And don't say who, because that kind of goes into our next question. Or again, maybe a planet like what happened on Camino and Tipoca City is something else. A
I mean,
dramatic
like
loss.
that's very vague. So I'll
Yeah.
say yes. Yeah, you
All right,
told me not to say anything, so yes, I think it's very possible.
All right, so I'll stick with. I don't think any of the main Bad Batch group is hitting the buckets.
You said that tied into the next question.
I say, don't say which one.
Okay, no, then I don't think anyone in the Bad Batch is that.
Okay.
That's why I say like I don't think we're gonna have a major character death.
Yeah,
like of the good guys.
Mm-hmm.
I hope Hemlock is no. I want Hemlock to live. So I'm leaning more maybe to the place or something like that.
What's the island where they're living, where they almost retired?
Pabllo.
Palu. I think something might happen to Palu. I think if we're talking Pablo. Okay, thank you. Dramatic loss. I'm going to Pablo. Or
what's the Kaminoan's name? The one that's with Omega.
Lana Say.
Sure, I think maybe she can bite it.
She might.
Or maybe like Omega's supposed sister.
Yeah, the weird girl. All right, so let's go to our next question. Laura Kelly at Shut Up Laura writes, "We're down one." Laura, I need her back for a High Republic book recap. We gotta do something. We're down one member of the Bad Batch, or are we? Since apparently no one stays dead in Star Wars, like you just said, Oti. Do you think the rest of them survive season 3? Which of them has the worst odds? So we already said we think they're all going to survive. I still think that Tech is coming back, but which one has the worst odds of surviving this final season?
A very easy answer. The only one that needs redemption and will probably get it.
So Crosser. You think Crosser?
Crosser. If there's one character that's gonna bite it, it's gonna be him.
That's I don't want to say the easy answer. It's kind of the obvious one, which I kind of agree. I wanted to go with
we're strictly talking odds. And
yeah.
In Star Wars, the odds are that he's gonna get redeemed and that he's gonna die.
I mean, we talk about this every time someone dies after redemption. It's like, please stop doing this.
I sometimes get upset at people getting upset of people dying in Star Wars. Like that's what happens in Star Wars. But on the other hand, like I really get the frustration with that trope because it's getting old.
Again, it all depends how they do it, but it needs to be something different to make it not meaningful, but different, I guess. If it's not Crosser, you know what? I'm gonna go. Yeah, no, he almost died in season 1 when his chip turned on. Not died, but went evil in Wrecker. I don't think they will kill Wrecker. Wrecker's too important to Omega. And then Hunter's the other one that's kind of obvious. If it's not Crosser, it's going to be the leader with Hunter. I'll go Hunter. If you have Crosser, I'll go Hunter as the second one with the worst odds for survival.
Yeah, maybe. I think Omega's pretty safe.
Dude, that would be the worst decision ever if they decide to kill Omega. It's not my favorite character or anything, but you can't kill Omega.
She's a kid.
That's the point of the show is Omega.
What was I? Do you think there are better odds of Tech returning than any of the characters dying?
No. I think we might have. I don't know.
I think it's more probable for it's more probable for Tech to
Tech to come
return
back. Yeah.
than for any other characters to die.
Yeah,
And I'll be honest, I may joke about it, but I'm not very convinced that Tech is coming back.
Yeah. If he comes back again, I think we mentioned this last time, he'll be an evil Tech for a little bit. He's been brainwashed or whatever. He's working with the Empire now. And maybe that's part of the redemption with Crosshair. But it's all going to be Omega and Crosshair. Those first few episodes, we know they're together, how that relationship works. He's down. He's broken. So it's going to see how Omega helps him come back.
I was listening to interviews this week.
Yeah.
And I got very excited because the Omega actress talked a lot about, and the creators talked a lot about those scenes with Hunter and Omega. So
yeah,
it's two characters that we've barely seen interact, and we're probably gonna have to see them work together for a while. So it's gonna
just a little bit on the first season when they were starting, Crosser was starting to have some different thoughts.
One episode,
yeah, one. But it was a meaningful relationship. We're together, Crosshair. We gotta stay. We're a team.
Hunter. I love her accent. I really. It's like it's so wholesome.
Mega's a great character. She's grown a lot in this 3 seasons. Sorry, 2.5. But yeah, I still saying that no one's dying. I believe that Tech will return. Not putting all my bets on it, but I think he'll return. I think he'll be back.
I think it's very possible. I'm very excited for the season because this is a great show. It's like not even my second favorite Star Wars animated show, but it's still great. It like there are some episodes in it that that was okay. But like at the end of the day, the whole story, I think it's pretty solid.
Yeah, I need a Star Wars animated show to end on a positive note, right? Clone Wars is kind of the end with Order 66 and everything happening. Rebels,
that was a dark ending.
It was. Rebels, Caleb Doom died. Ezra's lost for 10 years. Yeah, we won, but it's still kind of, we gotta go find it. I want something to end smiling.
The ending of Rebels, I think it's a pretty cool ending because yes, you have where's Ezra, what happened, but it's also wait, how is Ahsoka back? Wait, where are they going? Like, but I think this could end on a happy note. I really think it could. I
want to end on a happy note.
These characters deserve it. They've been through hell. Especially
that's right.
Like Omega just got there. These guys have been at war for like 10 years.
Freaking Echo was turned into a droid.
He was tortured.
He lost all his limbs.
For years.
Almost sold to slavery in that first season. And Hunter said, yeah, come on, I'll sell you. I don't care. Yeah. So just give them a happy ending. They deserve it. All right, hopefully Asajj Ventress doesn't get in the way and just starts killing people.
No, she's good. What the hell?
Good. That's what we hope.
I really hope she's still good. Like if they do this whole reborn from the goo of Dathomir, no evil again. Like I want her to be like the line she has that I don't want to kill you, but you're making it very hard. Like that's what I want from Asajj. Like, hey, I'm gonna do the right thing, but boy, I want to slap you.
Stay behind me and just follow my lead.
Yeah,
don't get in my way. All right, only 3 days for the Bad Batch return. I can't believe how excited I am for this season. Because, I was a little down sometimes on season 2. I'm very excited for season 3.
But I think it's that thing. Like, not every episode is a home run, but the story as a whole is pretty good.
Mm-hmm. And like people out there are already seen like 8 episodes, and everything I heard is just all positive, and that it starts with a bang and it just keeps going. So we'll see. All right, so thanks, Laura, for that question. All right, here we go. So Jimmy from @StarWarsOnHigh2 says, since Mando is slowly setting up the sequel trilogy, what do you think is the overall goal for the remaining story to be told? Well, what will we see from the final ending? I know we have at least another season as well as a movie, but I'm not sure what's left to tell. So what's the overall goal for this Mando and Grogu movie? And we're now just speculating because we have no idea.
I'm gonna go on a rant here.
Let's rant it up.
This is why fascists are in politics right now and winning and about with high probabilities of taking control. What story is left to tell? Well, let me tell you, Jimmy, the fascist government that they defeated is back. Like, they're back. Thrawn is back. There's a shadow council. Like, there's tons of stories, and a war's about to start. So I don't know, like, the specific details of the adventure they're gonna go in, but like I do think there's things that are gonna happen. Like,
yeah,
it's a very interesting time for the galaxy.
All right, thank you. Welcome back, Cody. I guess
the reason why I connected to today's politics, because it's like you have Donald Trump talking about camps, and you have the governor of Texas putting barbed wire in the water, and you have like independents and people who are not tuned into politics. And, that's just rhetoric. There's nothing really going on. What the hell do you? What
were you 4 years ago? 8 years
what
ago?
Do you think camps mean? Like,
and yeah, if the UN doesn't pay Russia, go invade them. I don't care.
It's like I know I'm getting off topic, but I have this friend that I tell her, like, we have literal Nazis, like, in politics, and she's like, well, they're not literally Nazis because Nazis were a party in Germany. And like, what are you talking about?
Bringing that semantic into play, right?
Like,
the word is like,
when we get into semantics, like, that means like there's no hope left.
And I mean, I don't want to. It's too much. I don't want to get into
it.
But yes,
Jimmy, nothing against you, but I think there's.
Like, I think
room for a lot.
I think where I'm going with this, it's so he says Mando is kind of slowly setting the sequel trilogy. We heard this when The Mandalorian was first announced. Jon Favreau said, "Yeah, this is setting of the sequel trilogy." I think the way season 3 ended, it was kind of the ending, at least for that story. Like we said, we're done. Like Mando, Din Djarin, and Grogu were on our little desert escape, just chilling. He's fishing for frogs. So that's kind of how I see it. But it's like you said, all these other things are starting to happen in the galaxy, and then someone's going to come get him. Is it Ahsoka? Is it Carson Teva? Probably. But I think that movie starts, maybe he's just bounty hunting and doing not bounty hunting, but he's working with the New Republic, right? That's kind of that end. Maybe doing some smaller jobs, and then, hey, there's Thrawn's back. We need to do something. And then kind of go with it and connect to the Dave Filoni movie.
I mean, like, thinking about it, I don't think. Well, we don't know what season 4 is going to be because,
or when it even comes out.
I think the movie is going to tell us what season 4 will be, or hint at it. But I think the movie would probably start with them on random missions, like,
which is fine.
It's a great way. It would be a great way to start a movie, like, in the middle of an adventure. And then you bring in he basically joined. He didn't join the army, but he's like, hey, if you need help, like,
independent contractor.
He's a way seeker. And they're about to need a lot of help. So
I just want all the cameos from the season. I want to see Peli Motto in the movie. I want to see the Marshal. I want to see him. If you bring Boba Fett back, just give me all the cameos. I don't care. I'm
about to be a bummer. Like, what I was most excited for was Peli and Grief Karga, and now we don't get Grief Karga. But I hope Tamora is in the movie.
Yeah, most likely. If it's not on this one, the big kind of team up at the end in that Filoni movie, which I still think is going to be a trilogy. I think they're trolling us. I think Mando, Filoni, we're going to get a trilogy.
I really think it's good. Kathleen Kennedy said they're moving away from trilogies. I think that's just them talking. I think internally they're like, okay, but how are we making 3 out of this?
Dude, we've said it, and I'll eat my tongue or whatever saying you want to say. I said Mandalorian Grogu, that's not the movie to bring Star Wars back to the theaters. I think this is gonna be a lot of money for them, especially if they'll use the volume. Maybe it's not as expensive as some of the other big budget movies out there. I think it's gonna make a bunch of cash for them, and then I think we'll do 2 more.
I don't. We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, again, and a lot of
it depends on how they define success.
Yeah, I don't mean 1.2 billion, but 600 million.
If they need this to be a $1 billion movie, I think it's an error.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Jimmy. And sorry for all the going.
No, Jimmy, it's not personal. It's not personal.
Thank you, Jimmy. Come back. Keep coming to the show. Send us your questions. All right. So this freaking. I'm gonna get sick just thinking about this question, but Peter Sor asks, how many hot dogs do you think Jabba could crush in one sitting, and who in the Star Wars universe could beat him in a hot dog eating contest? Have you ever watched the 4th of July Coney Island hot dog eating contest, Oti, on TV, on ESPN?
I've seen hot dog eating contests in movies.
No, I mean like the real ones.
No, I've never seen it. No,
it's the most disgusting thing you can imagine. They're dunking the hot dog buns in water to be able to chunk it down, and the record is like 70 hot dogs in like a 10-minute span. So that's 70 mushed up hot dog buns getting jammed with 3 hot dogs at the same time, which of course is something Jabba would do. But it's a disgusting visual that I don't want to talk about or even think about. Jabba the Hutt. Hot dogs, please. How many will he eat?
So the Costco pack brings like 24.
Yeah,
I think he could eat that like in just one bite.
Down the gullet, dude. That's gone.
So I'll say he could eat. I need my calculator.
All right, let's say like in I don't know, like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, one sitting. What do you consider one sitting? Like a meal that he's there for 25 minutes, or like in a 5-minute time?
I think he could eat like 3,000 hot dogs.
And how much was that? Like how many packs?
So basically, the way I thought about it is like he could eat one of those in like one bite, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought I could probably eat like half a hot dog in one bite. So multiply that by 70. And then by 2 because he could eat 2. Yeah, that's how I get.
I thought
3,000 hot dogs.
I was told there would be no math.
I'm an accountant, man. Like that's what I do.
That's all you do. You're getting ready for tax season anyway.
I'll tell you a quick story. Like, I'm so an accountant that I'm in the process of losing weight and everything.
Yeah.
I have charts tracking my weight, how much I lost between this week and last week. How's my average loss this week versus last week? A whole thing. I have a graph. Like,
you'll be good. I'm not even gonna. There's things going through my head. I can't formulate a question after all that.
I'm an accountant. I love Microsoft Excel.
Dude, I failed my finance class in college, so that's all I need to say.
I don't like finance. I hated finance class. I just like accounting.
Didn't do that well either, but at least I passed. How many hot dogs? I don't think I could beat 3,000, like you said, that specific number. But I think he might just fall asleep halfway through. We saw him in everything. He's always
you know what? I didn't consider that.
Coma.
I did not consider that.
So I'll go a little bit low. He'll fall asleep. He'll get tired. So maybe I'll go half. Let's say 1,500. He'll eat 1,500 hot dog before falling asleep. And maybe you throw another pack in his face, and then just keeps eating. Yeah. Drink some of that pickle juice with those frogs that he has next to his bed. And just keeps you dunks the hot dog buns in that pickle juice. Oh, disgust. Oh, Peter. Okay,
eats delicious crumb accidentally.
Yeah. So who could beat him? And we could go easy. Well, the Sarlacc or the Suma Berminal, but who could actually beat Jabba the Hutt in a hot dog eating contest?
Goku.
Star Wars, dude. Star Wars. Grogu
and-
eats a lot, right? He never stops eating.
Alberto, Grogu is like look at the life-size Grogu. You really think he could beat?
Let me see. Can he beat him? See, he's talking. Give me hot dogs.
He's tiny.
No, I know. Chewbacca, I don't think Chewbacca.
No.
I mean, he won't eat that. I mean, no one. There's no one that
Like,
can
just
beat.
think that Jabba the Hutt, the marionette
girth
thing, for Return of the Jedi,
the what?
the suit for Jabba, like
there's like 5 people, right?
there's 5 people in there. So I think there's only one person inside Chewbacca.
A rancor, is that cheating? You would say a rancor.
A rancor could beat him.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, there's some could go easy, right? Like the space log, but that's too easy. Sarlacc, but Sarlacc is a vegetarian.
Oh my god! I don't think there's
Borgulet. Could Borgulet beat him?
Maybe.
Nah, I don't know.
I don't think if Borgulet is into
a Rathar. Rathars could eat some hot dogs.
Maybe Rathars, but like that's what it would take. That's what it would take to beat Jabba the Hutt. Like
something like that. Just a
monster.
Just put a hot dog in each tentacle. Just try to get
I got it. Bib Fortuna from the ending of season 2 of Mandalorian. Fat Bib Fortuna.
He was a little bit pudgier, doesn't he? He grabbed all the hot dogs that Jabba left behind and just kept eating. I gotta feel this throne.
2,000 to go.
No more pickle juice. Oh, I think that's it. That's it for Star Wars news and questions. But thanks for that disgusting question, Peter. We had fun.
So you're not a fan of hot dogs?
I enjoy hot dogs.
Hot dogs or hamburgers?
Hamburgers all the way. But I eat hot. I'll say it's been a long time since I had a hot dog, but I'll eat a couple. But I'm not wetting the bread. Wet bread, it's just soggy, and the texture and the feeling, I hate it. So when I see people just dunk, it's I can't.
This is something only Puerto Ricans are gonna get. You know what's the only good bread? Wet bread, the sandwichitos de mezcla from pool parties, like with all the kids like grabbing. That's the only good one.
That's the only one. And it's fun because we have a natural bread called pan de agua, but it's not wet, and it's great.
Pan de agua. You know that's the same as pan criollo and pan cubano.
Sí. Tengo un poco de pan cubano igual. I prefer pan sobao. Sweet bread.
That's the best one. Someone the other day told me that I bought pan de agua and pan criollo. Like it's the same bread.
It's a different wrapping, so they can.
Exactly.
Like DJ, just a different wrapping, friend, or whatever he says. All right, you want to do some war between fandoms real quick? Talk about some movie trailers that just came out.
Oh, sure.
All right, so let's go to that section of the show. We talk about something else, not Star Wars in a world between fandoms. All right, so we'll go quick. It was the Super Bowl last weekend. Out there, we got some cool new movie trailers that came out. I guess the biggest one, of course, was Deadpool 3, Deadpool and Wolverine. It hit all the notes that people were hoping that Disney will still hit. It had the crude jokes, the blood, the pegging jokes, all the stuff that you would expect with Wade Wilson. Made fun of Marvel. Marvel Jesus and all that stuff. And of course, not big reveal because we all know that Wolverine is there, but we got a little teaser at the end.
That was my only issue with the trailer. Like, we know he's in the movie. You announced it. That's how you announced the movie. He was there. And why are they hiding him in the trailer? Like,
yeah.
It's like, oh, we're teasing him. No, you're not. We know he's in the movie. You told us.
It's the name of the movie.
Exactly.
But sorry, go ahead.
No, I was really happy with the trailer because aside from that criticism, it also showed that yes, integrating Deadpool into the MCU.
Yeah.
Yes, it's more, but also like we start at a birthday party with the crew that we've been building from the first movie, so it's still tied to what they were doing. It's not this whole now we're going on this crazy adventure. Maybe the movie comes out and it's that, but like from the trailer, it's like no, we're balancing it all.
Yeah, and I love that they use the TVA to do this. It makes sense when you saw it's just that. Yeah, the
Tom
TVA
Wham
just bring.
fan.
He's back, my favorite freaking Tom. I didn't even know that his accent. I thought he was an American guy.
Yeah,
and then,
he's British.
yeah, when I see him all the awards, you're like, oh, this fucker, I love him.
So you haven't seen Pride and Prejudice?
No, I know everyone's with them Mr. Darcy jokes
Mr.
that
Darcy.
I don't get, but anyway, and I know you loved it because I saw your tweets, but I didn't. When I saw the actor, I'm like, I've seen this person before, but I don't know who he was. And then everyone, Pyro's back from the X-Men movie. Pyro's back, so that's a cool.
I love X-Men 2, and when that movie came out, like I wanted to get a Pyro tattoo because I thought he was so cool. Yeah. And now watching the movie, he's like barely in it.
Just fighting with Iceman because, of course, Fire and Ice get argued.
He becomes a fascist. Like
I love how this episode just full circle back to fascism at some point.
I'm terrified of fascists, man.
You're getting close. The one I loved, Kingdom for the Planet of the Apes. I'm so excited. I love the first trilogy, or the last trilogy, I should say. And I was a little bit apprehensive when this was announced. But the first trailer was great, and now we got so much more with the story in this one. This is the one. For me, this is the one I'm most excited for this summer.
I've been a huge Planet of the Apes fan since I was a kid. Like I loved the old movies.
Damn dirty apes.
And that new trilogy, like it blew my mind. I think those are my favorites of the whole franchise. And when they announced this, like I was a bit apprehensive. I was like, "Whoa, that was." And when that movie ended, I don't want it to end. Like, no. But it was so good that I didn't want it to come back and make it worse or something. But both trailers have been pretty cool, and I'm very excited for them. They look different because the especially War and Dawn, they were like very gritty, and this looks more sci-fi, fantastical, but it still looks pretty good.
I love that this takes 300 from the 400 years.
It was 200.
Yeah, it's hundreds of years. So I was afraid that here we go, 50 years after, or it has nothing to do with the Caesar saga. No, this is like hundreds of years, and that happened. This is just a continuation, so it's not Caesar's granddaughter or grandson. It's new apes, and I had
two big fears, like oh yes, Grandpa Caesar, or two, like we start right where War ends, and Caesar dies, and he goes like, "I'm alive."
With a Narcan just to wake him up. So yeah, because when I saw the first trailer, I'm like, the apes are too human. The way they're speaking is not. They still have that gruffness in the Andy Serkis one because they're still learning to talk. But when now this is hundreds of years. Okay, they've evolved. It's been evolving so fast. So it makes sense that their manner of speech is a little bit different, more human-like. And now they're building these civilizations, and the poor humans are left are now the slaves, and it connects them to the older movies, right? So I love everything I'm seeing. Everything has to do with him looking through the telescope and see the stars and starts thinking about the galaxies and what else is there. And, this other leader ape, I don't know his name, has been lying to us. Okay, here we go. Very excited for that one. And can't wait for some ape on ape fighting. And that sounded weird, but I'm okay with it.
Ape fights.
Just throwing money at it. I don't know. I know there were some others, but those two were the ones that.
A trailer I saw that I loved was the X-Men 97 trailer. I was a big fan of the X-Men. I was a big X-Men fan when I was a kid. I still really like. So X-Men 97 was 100% like the original animated show was very very much my jam. I watched it again in college and really liked it, so I'm very excited for this new one.
I watched a lot of it when it came out, but it's not like I can remember an episode or anything. So I'm happy for people like you that are extremely excited for this. I'll get canceled or what? I don't care. It's like, all right, cool,
You don't
have
have
fun.
to care.
I don't.
No,
I
I have books on the making of the series. Like I think it's like X-Men was like one of the first things that hooked me into comics.
Mhm.
So
But did you know they're making it woke? X-Men?
Because they took out Rogue's ass.
Oh man, of all the things to complain about being quote unquote woke, X-Men is like
X-Men has always been pretty woke.
Do you know why they're fighting? Do you know why they're different and people want to throw them in jail and kill them?
Doctor Who update.
Yes, I was going there.
I haven't watched an episode since the last time we talked.
Ooh,
So I started watching True Detective, as I mentioned, and it dawned on me that I have been watching Doctor Who every single day since November 28th.
Wow.
And I needed
You got a chart on that also? You got all your Excel files on Doctor Who watch?
I don't. But I've watched like 2 episodes per day.
Wow.
Sometimes more, sometimes less. And I needed a break. It's not that I'm out of the show or anything. It's just a very long show.
Yeah, it took me almost a year, I think, to watch all of it. And there's a lot of freaking episodes. I just peed at my computer. Sorry if you saw something flying.
I didn't see anything.
All right, it's not that high definition.
The Bill episodes have been good, not great. So that also hasn't made me like, feel like I need to get back to it. But I will, like probably today.
Yeah, there's Doctor Who. Once it starts going, it gets, and there's some very heartbreaking episodes coming.
Okay, cool.
All right, so thanks for that update. So,
she was killed by these Cybermen.
Yeah, it's all right then. I won't repeat it.
I mean, like, I don't care that I heard that because, like, every single one of them has been wrong so far. Like, Amy died of old age, as the doctor says. Clara is still alive somewhere, just hanging around with Arya Stark. That was such a Doctor Who thing. Like, no, she just left in her last second. She'll be back.
Yeah. Who was it that asked me? Was it you or someone asked me? Do you think we'll get what's her name? Me, or I forget what she's calling herself.
Me. I think it's
me. Think we'll get me with Shooty's doctor? Maybe that'll be a cool.
I mean, like, I don't know, because I know Clara comes back at the end of Capaldi. I think Tony told me, so I don't want to speculate anything, but I hope me comes back. Yeah. We'll see. I mean, Maisie Williams is awesome, so if she wants to be back in the show, I'm very excited for Shooty. Like, I want to know. Like, as I've like gone through the seasons, like I want to know what the story's gonna be. Because so far we've just seen like random events, like what's at play, like why is Ruby only gonna be here for one season? Like, I don't know. I want to get into it.
It's exciting time. That's March, right? Or April? May. All right, it's not that far. We can wait a little bit. We finish the Bad Batch, jump into Doctor Who, and then the Acolyte, hopefully in the summer or somewhere.
August.
That's what we're here. All right, so Alti, great. I don't want to say short show. We almost went on a whole hour.
Yeah, how did an hour blow by?
I don't know. We had fun with those questions, except with freaking wet hot dog buns. But anyway, thanks everyone for joining us today. Oti, you're still doing your Doctor Who podcast, or coming?
We skipped an episode this week because it was Tony's fault. We'll talk about it in the next episode.
We'll blame Tony.
But a Batwolf broadcast. Check it out.
It's right there. You can follow Oti over there on Twitter, and you're on Threads. Follow him over there. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and still on Blue Sky at Radio Rebel Pod. Stay safe. Be safe, and like Mace Windu would say, this party is over. See you next week.
Is he alive, though?
We'll find out. Hopefully not.
Never.